Okay, so basically my first question basically pertains to, a way that many Muslim people argue. Usually when they quote John, I think it's John 17:3. When I quote John 17, I think it's John 17:5, where Jesus says he possessed glory with the Father before the world was. They say
that's John 17, verse 5.
Yeah, verse 5. They say that the glory Jesus possessed with the Father is probably the same glory that Jesus says that he's going to give his disciples.
John 17:22.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm aware of this. And so what do they say again? They say the glory that the Father gives to Jesus is the same glory that Jesus gives to the disciples in John 17:22. And so what they're trying to prove at this point?
They're basically trying to prove that Jesus cannot be God because Jesus basically says the same thing regarding the disciples, and the oneness that the disciples have with Jesus is basically the same oneness that the Father and Jesus have, and Jesus can't be God.
Can you say it like a little faster, because you didn't say it fast enough?
My bad. I speak fast.
They put me to sleep. Okay, so wait. Let's follow that reasoning. John 17:5, Jesus says, "And now, Father, glorify me together with yourself, with the glory I had with you before the world was." And then they go to John 17:22, and where Jesus says, "The glory that you've given me, I have given them." I've given them, the disciples, the glory you've given me. All right. Let's assume it's the same glory. How is this parallel to the fact that though Jesus confers on them the glory that he received, the glory that he received was something he already possessed before creation and set it aside? So how is it the same? That's my first question.
Yeah, I usually say something along those lines. I say, well, Jesus says he had glory with the Father
before the world began. When I say creation, let me be more specific. Sometimes I speak generally, but it's specifically the creation of the world. So were the disciples there personally dwelling alongside the Father in the glory of the Father before the world began?
No, they were not.
So right there, you see there's a difference. Immediately and automatically, there's a difference. Jesus claims pre-human existence, that he was personally there, side by side with the Father in the same glory before the world began. So even if I didn't have an answer, which I do, even if I didn't have an answer, how then could the disciples be given that same glory? Nonetheless, the fact remains, Jesus was there before the world was created, something not true of the disciples.
Yes, very true.
Now, how did Jesus exist before the world began? Was he an angelic creature? Because again, a Jehovah's Witness will say, yeah, well, I agree. Jesus was there alongside the Father before the world began because he's the first creation of Jehovah. He's the Archangel Michael. So though the pre-human existence of Jesus would destroy Islam, it wouldn't necessarily destroy Jehovah's Witnesses, right? Or Arians.
Yeah.
So then my question to them would be, all right, so that means either Jesus existed as God, one with the Father, or as an angelic creature, a spirit creature. Now let's show why he could not have existed as a spirit creature, because the Bible's quite clear. No spirit creature dwells with God in the same glory. God's glory is not something that angelic creatures possess or share in. It's something they behold and magnify God for.
Yes.
Okay, let me show you that. Are you ready?
Yes.
Go to Psalm 29, verses 1 to 2.
Psalm 29, 1 to 2?
Yep.
Absolutely. A Psalm of David.
So you want to read Psalm of David? Okay, stop there. Thank you for letting me know it's a Psalm of David. Okay, the next. What happened to you, dude? Psalm 29, verse 1 to 2. You just read the Psalm of David.
I'm sorry. My bad. I lost my train of thought. Okay. A Psalm of David. Ascribe to the Lord, O heavenly beings. Ascribe to the Lord glory and strength. Ascribe to the Lord the glory due his name. Worship the Lord in the splendor of holiness. Okay, read 29 verses 1 to 2 slowly. I don't know why it's like you're rushing to get raptured, but we're going to leave you behind. Slowly. Okay, read one more. Psalm 29 verses 1 to 2. Yes. A Psalm of David. Ascribe to the Lord, O heavenly beings. Ascribe to the Lord glory and strength. Ascribe to the Lord the glory due his name. Worship the Lord in the splendor of holiness.
Okay, did you catch it? Here, the psalmist says to heavenly beings, literally, it's the sons of God. It's bene, ilim, alim. Ascribe, you sons of God, the glory of his name. Ascribe glory to him. Now notice, these sons of God, these angelic creatures, do they bask in the same glory? Do they share in the same glory? Do they possess the same glory of God? Or do they ascribe glory to him and acknowledge his glory?
They ascribe and acknowledge his glory.
So they don't share in his glory, right?
No.
They don't possess his glory, right?
No.
So then how can Jesus be a mere angelic creature if he existed before the world began, and not only existed before the world began, but existed side by side with the Father in the same glory?
Okay.
So that's the second response, right?
Yeah.
That's the second point. Jesus exists before the world began alongside the Father in the same glory. Something not true of any human apostle, because human apostles did not exist before their creation on earth, right?
Yes.
Secondly, no angelic creature dwells alongside the Father in the same glory of the Father. No angelic creature possesses or shares in the same glory of the Father, but they recognize, behold, and magnify God for the glory that he possesses and that they behold. And yet Jesus claims to exist alongside the Father before the world began in the same glory of the Father, sharing in the glory, possessing the glory that the Father possesses, which he possessed alongside him before the world began, which means he can't be a mere angelic creature, right?
Yes, that's absolutely correct.
Now, let me refute the statement. Go to John 17:22. So right away, this is how I decimate the argument, those 2 points. But now, let me show you that the glory that Jesus is talking about in John 17:22 is not the glory that Jesus received, the glory he had before the world began. But now, slowly read John 17:22.
Yes. The glory that you have given me, I have given to them, that they may be one, even as we are one.
Okay, now pay attention. The glory you've given me, I've given them. So, see, it's the same glory. No, that just shows that the people don't know how to read context. Because now I want you to pay attention. Verse 24, John 17:24.
Father, I desire that they also, whom you have given me, may be with me where I am, to see my glory that you have given me, because you loved me before the foundation of the world. So
pay attention to 24. Father, those you've given me, I want them to be with me where I am, so they can see the glory that you gave me, because you loved me before the world was. So that glory is the same glory in verse 5. How do I know? Because notice it's similar. You loved me before the world was. You go back to verse 5, and now, Father, glorify me together with yourself with the glory I had with you before the world began. So you see verse 5 and 24 are connected?
Yes.
So you see that the glory of verse 24 must be the same glory of verse 5, right? Right? Don't just assume. I want to make sure you're getting it.
Yes, I understand what you're saying. It's in a different context, yeah.
So how do I know that the glory of verse 24, John 17:24, is the same glory of verse 5, John 17:5? What was the connection?
Because Jesus says that the Father has loved him before the foundation of the world, which, I'm sorry, I'm just nervous.
Don't be nervous. I know I'm good looking, better looking than you, but don't be nervous. So how do I know in John 17:24, the glory that he has is the same glory that he mentioned in John 17:5? Come on, you got to make this connection, because if you don't make the connection, you're not going to be able to refute the objection.
Yeah. Could you repeat it one more time, Brother Sam?
Okay. How do I know the glory of John 17:24 is the same glory that he mentions in John 17:5?
I'm not getting the...
I'm about to bust your head. Tell me what you see that's common to both passages. Tell me what's in both passages that are common to both passages that connect them. What do you see that's similar in verse 5 and 24? I'll answer for you, but the reason why I ask questions is because this will force you to learn and exercise meditating on the passages. I don't want to simply spoon feed people. If you people wonder why I ask questions, it's not to intimidate you, make you feel stupid. No, it's because this is your way of learning how to think and meditate. So what's the connection? What connects verse 5 and 24? Tony Light got it. Read it and see. It's right there. Don't make it more complicated. It's in front of you.
I know it's in front of me, but I can't exactly see it at the
I
moment.
will lay hands on you. Ahmed got it. Ahmed Ghani. You don't see that both verses talk about before the world?
Okay.
Ding, 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 ding. So what connects verse 5 and 24 together?
Jesus affirms his pre-existence.
No. What connects verse 5 and 24 together? I just told you.
Before the foundation of the world.
That's it. How do I know it's the same glory? Because in both verse 5 and 24, he mentions before the world.
Yes.
Okay, so let me repeat the verses again. John 17:5. Now, Father, glorify me together with yourself. That's the other translation. With the glory I had with you before the world was. Okay, that's verse 5. Now 24. Father, I want those that you've given me to be with me where I am, to see my glory, the glory you gave me, because you loved me before the world.
Oh, I see. I see.
So what's the connection? Before the world.
Yeah, Jesus possessed glory with the Father before the world.
And in verse 24, he makes reference to the Father loving him before the world, right?
Yes.
So how do I know the glory that the disciples will see in verse 24 is the same glory that Jesus had with the Father?
Because Jesus says that the Father has loved him and given him glory before the foundation.
That's how I know. But now if the light switch went on, you missed verse 24. Notice that glory they only see, they don't possess. Read 24 again.
Oh, to see my glory that you... Oh, okay, I get it now.
So that glory that he had with the Father before the world, does he give it to them, or they only see that glory, but they don't possess it?
They're beholding it. They're witnesses to it, but they don't partake in that glory, because that would mean they have to become God for that, right?
Where in the world do you get that the glory that Jesus had before the world was given to the disciples? That's not what it says in 24. Read 24 again. Read 24 one more time.
Father, I desire that they also, whom you have given me, may be with me where I am, to see my glory that you have given me, because you loved me before the foundation of the world.
Does he say so that they can possess the glory you gave me, or see, behold the glory you gave me?
To see, to behold it.
So where do you find that the glory that Jesus possessed before the world began, which he regained, is the glory that they receive and possess?
Not from here.
You don't, right? Because he says, the glory that I had with you before the world was, and the glory that now I regain, they will only behold and see, they don't possess.
I see.
You got it now or no?
Yes, I understand.
So then what glory did he give them?
I'm sorry?
What glory then did he give them?
What glory did he give them? Yes. So
basically he didn't give them the glory that he had with the Father before the world was, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so then whatever glory he gave them, it's not the glory that he had with the Father before the world was, right?
Yes.
Okay, so then what glory did he give them? Well, if you read contextually, there are two glories in the Gospel of John. And I want everyone to learn this because I've answered this before, but we're creatures of repetition. There are two glories in the Gospel of John. There's the glory that Jesus had before the world was, a glory he shared in common with the Father, a glory that revealed that the Father and Son are divine, are God. Then there's the glory that Jesus manifested on earth. That glory manifested the fact that he's the Son sent by the Father to carry out the Father's will. For example, go to John 2:11.
Sure. This, the first of his signs, Jesus did at Cana in Galilee, and manifested his glory, and his disciples believed in him.
So Jesus turned water into wine, and then John says, this was the first of the signs that manifested his glory.
Yes.
So what kind of glory did he reveal on earth? The miracles, those physical miracles that people saw, by seeing them, that provided confirmation he was sent by God as God's son, authorized by God to speak on his behalf, right? The glory of ministry, right?
Yes.
Okay, now go to John 11. John 11, verses 1 to 4.
Sure. Now a certain man was ill, Lazarus of Bethany, the village of Mary and her sister Martha.
Yep.
It was Mary who anointed the Lord with ointment and wiped his feet with her hair, whose brother Lazarus was ill. So the sister sent to him, saying, Lord, he whom you love is ill. But when Jesus heard it, he said, This illness does not lead to death. It is for the glory of God, so that the Son of God may be glorified through it.
Wait. So this miracle of raising Lazarus will manifest the glory of God through the Son, and the Son will be glorified by it?
Yes.
All right, now go to John 11, 39 to 40.
Okay.
John 11, 39 to 40.
Jesus said, Take away the stone. Oh. Sorry about that. My bad.
Okay.
Jesus said, Take away the stone. Martha, the sister of the dead man, said to him, Lord, by this time there will be an odor, for he has been dead 4 days. Jesus said to her, Did I not tell you that if you believed, you would see the glory of God?
Wait, you'll see the glory of God?
Yeah.
Dude, man, either you got spirits, demons in your house with all that noise. I don't know what the heck is going on. In fact, you psyched me out. That ring, I thought it was my phone. I went looking for it, and my phone's next to me.
My bad.
Well, no, it's Timmy's bad. All right. Are you listening now?
Yes.
What did Jesus say to Lazarus' sister? Did I not say, if you believe, you'll see the glory of God?
Yes.
Okay, what glory of God did they see? In the context, what glory?
That of Jesus' identity as God?
No. What glory did he show them? Friend, context, Alexander. You're going to make me retire from ministry. Context. What is he going to do?
He's going to raise Lazarus up from the
dead.
So
what's the glory?
His miraculous power.
Ah, the glory of ministry. That in Jesus's miraculous ministry, the miracles he performs will magnify God, glorify God, and tell us something about God, right?
Yes.
And that's called the glory of God, the glory of Jesus, the Son being glorified and God being glorified through him?
Yeah.
Okay, now go to John 14, 13 to 14.
Sure. And my apologies for...
Well, no, you better apologize to Dino and Bruno, all right? But anyway, go to John 14, 13 to 14.
Sure. Whatever you ask in my name, this I will do, that the Father may be glorified in the Son. If you ask me anything in my name, I will do it.
Okay, did you catch it? John 14, verses 13 to 14. Read it again, 13 to 14.
Whatever you ask in my name, this I will do, that the Father may be glorified in the Son.
There's glory again.
Yeah.
And that's connected with the apostles doing the works of Jesus on earth, right?
Yes.
So he says, when you ask me, I will do the works through you, because when you do those works, the Father will be glorified in me, and I in the Father, because those works that you do on my behalf will bear witness to the people that I am the Son of God and one with him.
Yes.
So you understand there are two glories in the Gospel of John. The glory of ministry, Jesus's miraculous ministry, where the physical miracles tell us something about God, reveal something about God. And that's one type of glory, right?
Yes.
And then there's the other glory where Jesus dwells with the Father in visible glory, a visible glory that when people see him with the Father, they know that he's one with the Father and therefore God. That glory is not given to the disciples. So what glory does he give them? The glory of miraculous ministry. You're going to do the miraculous ministry that I've been doing, and that will be the glory I'm giving you. The glory of going out in the power of the Spirit, doing miracles to bring glory to me and the Father. That's the glory I gave them.
I see.
Right?
would that tie in with John 20:23 when
Yes.
he breathed
Yes.
Spirit on them?
Yes.
Awesome.
But now let me go back and prove that's the glory he's talking about. Go to John 17, read 18 and 22.
Sure.
Pay attention, 18. John 17, 18 and 22.
As you sent me into the world, so I have sent them into the world.
So you get it now?
Yes, yes.
You sent me into the world. I'm sending them in the world. Keep going.
And for their sake, I consecrate myself, that they also may be sanctified in truth. I do not ask for these only, but also for those who will believe in me through their word.
So notice ministry, through their word. Through their ministry, people will believe, and through their ministry, they'll be united to you and I, through their ministry.
I do not ask for these only, but also, that they may all be one, just as you, Father, are in me, and I in you, that they also may be in us, so that the world may believe that you have sent me.
Okay. So now all the way to 22.
The glory that you have given me, I have given to them, that they may be one, even as we are one.
So what's the context?
This is referring to the glory of ministry, miraculous.
How do we know? Because what did it say in 18? Yeah. You send me in the world, I send them in the world. And all who believe through their word. So the glory you gave me on earth, which is the ministry of doing miracles, to bring people to salvation and uniting them to us. I give them that glory because now they're going to continue preaching the word. And through their preaching, people will be saved and become one in us.
I see. And for the other type of glory, where Jesus is, united with the Father in essence, would that be like the Christophanies, like when Jesus appears to Paul in glory, and Paul says, "What do you want me to do, Lord?" Yeah,
well, the heavenly glory, or the glory that Jesus had in heaven before the world began, is the glory that those who saw knew they were looking at God. It's like when Isaiah sees Jehovah on the throne. Right?
He saw Christ's glory, yeah.
That's the glory of God. Meaning, see, people don't understand the term glory in the Bible. This is something else I need everyone to understand. The word glory in the Bible refers to visibility. Something visible, something manifest. It either refers to God appearing visibly or to a miraculous act, an action that people see, behold, that reveals something, tells us something about God. So every time you see glory, put in your mind, glory, something visible, visibility, manifest, either God appearing or an act of God that you cannot deny that tells us something about God. Get him out of here, Russell. What is he doing? I thought Captain Blackfire was kosher. Is he manifesting? All right, hold on. Okay, now he's free for you to block him now, Razzle. When Razzle tells you got to go, you know you got to go. When Razzle tells you got to go, you know you got to go. That means you have mental issues. Okay, he's gone now. Get him out of here, Razzles. All right. 2 people told me he's got to go. I don't know why he's manifesting. Is the demons pricking him? Okay, guys. Anyway, so did you get it now? Everyone else. See, he's being a satanic distraction. Everyone else. Did everyone else get the point? The glory that the apostles were given is not the glory that Jesus has, which reveals his divine identity as the Son of God, one with the Father. Did you get that too now?
Yes.
Mari ikut Yesus. Mari ke jalan yang benar. Tuhan berkati.